The long-awaited time.
The debut. Let me tell you. There is debut.
I just want to take a seat and relax.
No.
Talk, man.
Let me tell you, my friend. Let me tell you. There is debut. And there is the debut. You know, on when is today? Today is Friday. On Wednesday against the Dallas. Yeah, wait. On Wednesday against the Dallas, we saw a debut of Wembanyama. It was a debut. It was a small one. Nothing much happened. A lot of fouls. Debut. But yesterday, when the Bucks were facing the great, the Philadelphia 76ers, we saw a debut. Let me explain. A debut is when someone like Damian Lillard shows up and reminds everyone what time this is. My friend, when I was watching that game, I have never been happier. You know, every time it was ringing in my mind in the off-season, before they started, you were telling me all about Dame time disappointment. I was like, Dame was just trying to analyze. You know, and I told you, this Bucks, it's a whole new team. They're trying to coordinate. This is a new point guard. Where do we position? And you even saw, if you watch that game, there was a time Brook Lopez was going to shoot a 3 and was fouled by his own teammate. That shows you these people are still trying to learn where they're supposed to be. But that being said, if that was just their first game and they did all that, and they are even and once they get to the mix of it when this Super Cup begins and they know where to position, you know what even makes me even excited is in the second quarter, Giannis hardly was on the court, and just with the Dame, these people went on like a 13-0 basket without Philadelphia answering to nothing, and they widened the gap with 17 points, my friend. Let me tell you something. The Bucks have put the league on notice. I'm not saying about the West. I'm not saying about the East. I'm not saying about the league. Even if Hawaii puts a new team from Hawaii, and then we have our first ever what do they call Hawaii? The sea ocean. The sea country comes with a new team. The world has been put on notice, because trust me, this dynamic duo is what the NBA have been waiting for. Trust me, I'm sure the whole league is scared. I can see the fear in their eyes. I can see how scared these people are. Let me tell you, and one thing I also like, it is a long time, for a very long time, since ever, the Bucks always needed a 3-point shooter. And the first bucket that Damian Lillard scored for the Bucks in his debut was a 4-pointer. Which 3-pointer are you talking about? Which 3-pointer are you talking about? With his legs hanging in the air, almost falling off, he still made it and won. My friend, no team will ever match up with the Bucks. And I was when you were telling me, oh, Dame time disappointment, ABC, I was a little scared, because Porzingis is not joking on the other side, and every other team is coming in hot. Warriors is not joking around. But after yesterday's game, I will say it confidently. Trust me, we are taking the Super Cup. We are winning the playoffs. We are having the rings. We are going to be the M. See, when was the last time you had a whole crowd cheering MVP on the first game of the preseason? Which team did that?
The Nuggets were calling, what's his name? The Joker MVP as well. So what are you saying? That was your home crowd. That was your home crowd.
Yeah, but we blew the roof off. But this is too early to start chanting. Yeah, but it's too early to start chanting MVP unless you've given the crowd us what we want to see. That was basketball. What you saw yesterday, that is how basketball is played. The one touch, two touch, Sky, Damian sliding, driving through, Giannis on the sides. Man, nobody, like, even like there is no wall that can guard us enough. No wall. 3 people, Giannis goes through them. You guard Giannis, Dame is open.
Yeah, I
needless to say,
being when he was triple teamed, and man, Giannis is a beast. Giannis is a different beast. But I'm not taking anything away from you guys. You deserve this moment. This is your moment to shine. And Dame is already making history, man. The most points in Bucket franchise history debut, 39 points.
Wait. I think my earphones is not clear enough. Say that thing again. What did Dame do?
Dame made the most
what is
points. Dame time. I mean,
Dame time.
I envy you guys because you know, Dame is not just your regular player. This is an all-star. This is somebody who's a closer, you know. And I like I was watching that game, and at some point I saw Giannis. He was like, you know what? Let me take a backseat and let Dame do Dame. And he told him, "This is your show. Run it the way you want it to be. Let these people like." Put it this way, Giannis gave Dame a welcoming opportunity. That hey, it's not about me today. It's about you. This is your show.
Yes.
These people need to know that you are here and you mean business. And Giannis took a backseat.
Yeah.
And Dame didn't disappoint.
The same way.
That is what basketball is.
Exactly.
That is what basketball is.
Let me tell you. I loved that game. I loved how Dame was playing. Like, the whole team came in. Then, like, there was teamwork. There was, like, you know, to some point, I noticed, like, I think 2-3 baskets. The 76ers were guarding Giannis and Dame so much, they forget we have Lopez. They forget we have Jake Roder who can still do threes. We have Pat Connaughton. We have Bobby Portis. Like, and that is what makes me happy because you don't know who to guard anymore. We have Chris Middleton.
However, I'm worried.
Why?
I'm worried.
Why would you be worried? Why would you be worried?
It's good. It's good to see Dame, Giannis, and Chris Middleton play. I mean, that's your big 3. It's amazing to watch.
Yes.
But I think Chris is going to slow down a bit because he's just coming off an injury. He didn't play much last season. He didn't have an impact in the team last season. But the season you guys won, you remember the impact he had. He was the second best player in the Bucks league. So for a long time we've known him to be that. Now with the emergence of Dame, there's that dominance, and Dame and Giannis are moving on a high trajectory. That, I mean, I don't know about Chris, but he's never going to be the same Chris we saw sometimes 2 years back. That's my worry.
In my defense, I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried at all. Why? Look at the. Do you know why? Of all the people in the league, Giannis said, "I'm choosing Damian Lillard." He had foreseen this. You know, if he wanted to have somebody who can drive and like make baskets like he does, you know, he would have called Joel Embiid, and now we will be talking about Joel Embiid and Giannis Antetokounmpo. But he chose Dame because the main issue the Bucks had all along is, you know, Chris Middleton being injured, and then in the arc, in the 3-point line, we didn't have any solidarity, anybody who could like make these baskets from the arc. And when Chris is out, that's when we had the biggest issue. But now with Dame, now the thing is moving on smooth. So even if he might slow down, which I doubt, Chris will still be Chris. Yesterday he scored 6 points. He only played for 16 minutes. Like, just a little bit. Because the league hasn't even gotten into the prime, like the thickness of it. But this guy will show up if he has to. But yesterday, I don't... Listen.
But my worry is, his game might go on a downward trajectory. He's because he's not going. Put it this way: when you have Giannis on the floor, and you have them on the floor, the ball is only gonna be handled by one person, and we saw last night Dem was handling the ball more. Right? Do you agree?
I agree. He was PG. And listen, it was his debut. The ball was his yesterday.
That, there are certain number of shots Chris was. Let's say before the arrival of Dame, he would take on an average night he would do 9 shots. Now with Dame being there, he's being reduced to at most, we would say 5 or 4.
I don't know why you're saying he's being reduced to. Number one, the coach right now is yesterday was Dame's night. Like, I'm sure everything, him scoring 39 was planned. It was his, show, yeah. But eventually, now they know. And I say, they're still coordinating. Where should we position? Because yesterday, if you are very keen, every time Dame was in, Giannis was on the bench. And then, when Dame is out, Giannis comes in. So the other team had no time to breathe because it was banger, 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 banger. There's no breathing time. But eventually, once this team coordinates.
Look at this way, and mark this, pin it somewhere. We can talk about Jay Crowder. We can talk about Brook Lopez because we saw what they did last night. But much is not said about Chris, and he played last night. And he was among the big 3 in that team. Like when you're talking about Milwaukee
let me
Bucks,
tell you.
what comes if I mention Milwaukee Bucks today? What comes into your mind? Number 1, you're thinking Dame. You're thinking Giannis. Then who comes as number 3?